Hello students, today in this video I shall discuss ecosystem for standard 8. For this chapter ecosystem, this is video number 1. This is ecosystem, video number 1 for class 8. Ecosystem is a kind of an environmental and geographical combination subject. Means this is a kind of a study where science is also there, geographical aspects are also there. Now in the beginning, the introductory part, we should know that the living things, that's the biological aspect, living things. No living thing, not an individual, can live alone. So that's the thing, the beginning introductory part. No living organism can live alone separately. They have to stay together with other living things. They have to stay together with other living things in a perfect balance of interaction. There must be a balance of interaction. It may be a friendship, it may be a give and take, it may be snatching, any kind of thing, but there must be a balance. Along with the non-living environment or non-living substances at a particular place. So this is the basic aspect of ecosystem. Now how can I define ecosystem? Hence, ecosystem can be defined as an ecosystem is a system of interaction of all the living community of organisms. Community of organisms means all kinds of organisms. Human beings, dogs, cats, lizards, everything together is a community of organisms among themselves. Interaction, remember, interaction among themselves and also with their non-living environment. Non-living environment means air, soil, water, the minerals and all kinds of things that they use to live. Environment at a particular geographical region at a particular period of time. Particular period of time because if you elude the time, the fourth dimension of the existence of a particular place will go. So you can imagine why I have mentioned time, that's no other books mentioned. Time is a very important factor. Millions of years ago, dinosaurs were there. That time human beings were not there. They had an ecosystem which is completely gone now. So this is the aspect of it. So it's a complete definition of ecosystem. Ecosystem is a system of interaction of all the living community of organisms among themselves and also with their non-living environment at a particular geographical region at a particular period of time. So this definition, make sure that you learn. Now, types of ecosystem, how many types? Depending upon how will you classify them. Types of ecosystem can be classified on the basis of first existence, how long it is existing, temporary, permanent. Temporary ecosystems are those which within few months or a year or something it will change. Crop fields. It is an artificial one, means human beings create crop field, garden, orchard. That is human beings doing it for picking up crops and fruits and all those. So that will change with time. So it is temporary. And permanent are those which is natural ones. Forest, ocean, seas, ponds, rivers, lakes, estuaries. That is present naturally. That is permanent. On the basis of creation, who created that? If it is said that it is naturally occurring, nature created them. Forest, natural ponds, seas and oceans, rainforests, then hill regions, those are tropical forests, all these are natural. And man-made one, artificial, that is man-made. Crop field, aquarium, garden, orchard, all these things are man-made or artificial. On the basis of third one, on the basis of size, how much big it is or how much small it is. Large, seas and oceans are large, tropical rainforests are large. These are large. And small ones, small pond, garden, orchards, small crop fields, these are small. Some are very big in size, some are small in size. So on the basis of three categories, the ecosystem can be classified. Now let us consider and study the composition of an ecosystem. Rather, we should say components of an ecosystem in general. Let us see. I have done these components of ecosystem in the form of a flow chart so that it gets a clear-cut idea in your mind. Components of ecosystem. There are two basic aspects of components: living things and non-living things. That is called biotic factors, abiotic factors. Biotic factors or living organisms, abiotic factors, non-living things or non-living substances. Biotic factors have got three groups of living things, three types of living things: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers are those which consist of the living organisms who can make their own food. And the largest group of living things that can make their own food are green plants. So example written, green plants. Though there are some other small group of organisms are there, primitive form of organism like blue-green algae, sulfur bacteria, etc. But they are very less in number and very less available. So green plants are producers who produce food by their own. This is the only group of living thing can produce food. All others depend upon them. That's why they are called producers. Consumers. These consumers are always depending upon producers. Either directly they eat producers or the parts of producers, or indirectly. How it is indirectly? Let us see. Consumers are of four types. Primary consumers. Primary consumers means those organisms who directly eat producers or parts of producers or product of producers. They are called primary consumers. Example, all the herbivorous animals, grass or leaf eating or grain eating animals. Then grasshoppers, butterflies, they are only taking the plant food. So they are primary consumers, directly taking producers as their food. Secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are those organisms, those living things who take primary consumers as their food. That means indirectly taking the energy from the producers via primary consumers. They are small or big carnivores. Generally in an ecosystem, small carnivores are belonging to this group, like small fish, frog, insect-eating birds, lizards. Then there may be some bigger organisms like this. So these are the secondary consumer who directly eating primary consumers. Okay. And third group is tertiary consumer. Tertiary means third group of consumer. In this group, which is eating the secondary consumers as their food. They are bigger carnivores like fox, jackal, tiger, lion, wolves. Lion wolves are the biggest ones that they can be placed in the next group, higher group also, but they also can be tertiary consumers. In general, there are three levels of consumers commonly in an ecosystem. Rarely there are fourth level. So these are the tertiary consumers. And in some cases, some of the ecosystem, there are also fourth level of consumer, that is called quaternary consumers. Quaternary, fourth level. 1, 2, 3 and 4. In these quaternary consumers, they are always big carnivores like tiger, lion, eagle, hawk. They are big carnivores. These consumers are always depending upon secondary or tertiary consumers as their food. So these are the consumers. In this group, one particular group of organisms is eluded here because they can be fitting into both secondary and tertiary consumer, are omnivores. Herbivores, carnivores, you have to see in there. They are placed in these groups. But omnivores can be placed in a way where, because their food is primary consumer also and secondary consumer also. So that's why omnivores are kept separate. Omnivores, example, man, crow, etc., can fit in primary or secondary consumer group. Means they are eating plant food also, they are eating animal food also. So that's why omnivores are kept separate. But this is also a part of biotic component, omnivores. And the last group of biotic component is decomposers. These decomposers are not visible through our naked eyes. These decomposers having immense importance in the ecosystem to keep balance. Though these decomposers cannot be placed in a food chain, because they are decomposing the dead bodies of all the living things over here. If the dead body of producers, I mean green plants, there, if the dead bodies are primary consumer, secondary consumer, all the dead bodies or parts of the bodies or their excreta, these things have been decomposed, so they can be placed anywhere in the food chain. Food chain we will discuss later. So that's why decomposers occupy a special position in the ecosystem. But they are very, very essential, because dead bodies of all the organism, when they are dead, living things, they take birth, one time will come, they will be dead. These dead bodies are decomposed and removed from the environment by these organisms. Example, bacteria and fungi, those who feed on dead bodies. So these all together make the biotic factors of an ecosystem. Other than this, there are abiotic factors. Abiotic factors can also be classified into three categories. Number one, climatic factors. The climatic substances, air, soil, water, we are always using this as our resource to carry on living. Air, soil, water are climatic factors. Inorganic substances are what? Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, potassium, phosphorus. There are many minerals and elements which are essential for all the living things. We have studied in last chapter, that is micro and macro elements. These are all inorganic components of, that is abiotic factor. Other than this, there are also organic substances, that is protein, carbohydrate, fats, all these things which is obtained from the living bodies. These are also compounds, that is part of abiotic factor of the ecosystem. So this is the whole setup or components of ecosystem. Let us end this video up to this. You study all this in detail, we will have an overall idea of an ecosystem. Next video will continue discussion with each group of organisms of biotic and abiotic factors.